Hello, chat. How are we doing? I'm sorry for the schedule change. I was made aware of the teaser trailer late last night, so I woke up a little early so we can have this fun time here. I do believe I have everything set, so we'll start again just a smidge early. Let's go over to the quote-unquote action. And I need to start up my stream music. Alright. Is sound working for everyone? Hear my voice? We feeling good? I gotta turn that down a little bit. Anyway. Hey chat, how's it going? Welcome to another Fishing Chat. For anyone who would like to come along and fish, we are on the Isle of the Vile Reef, where you'll find lots of little water elementals. It's a good spot to farm for elemental water too. If you're a raider, you might need it for elixir of frost power, or of course the frost protection potion. And take a little look-see. Sorry about that. Take a little look-see. Many of the water elementals are dead. I think it's getting actively farmed right now by this fellow here of the Kirin Tour. And I see an old friend of mine up there, Joffrey, probably helping the mage keep things together. SDV, you can find firefin, oily blackmouth, and occasionally stone scale eel. It's not super common, but as everyone knows, when we go fishing, it's not about the fish. It's about the fishing, if you know what I mean. How is everybody doing? Yeah, I usually turn down my game sounds, Jordan, but thank you for the checking there and the sound. I think almost all the music until the last track of my music playlist I have is all just garbage AI music I just had a bot make for me. It is curated, but how is everyone doing? Did everyone have a good week? I'll give it a little time. I'll actually, on the hours when I'll talk about the leak that happened, just in case anyone who is hoping to catch it because I changed the schedule. It's quite interesting. It's okay, Jordan. You're not alone. I think with teasers, people have a tendency to project. And this isn't a bad thing. This is human nature. Humans have this way of projecting what they think and what they want to be a thing, be part of the teaser, even though they don't have any foundational evidence for that. And so I think that's why a lot of people were left confused. Hey, Joffrey. If we do get a warlock here, and you're a little lower level, we can see about getting you here, but I would probably not advise being lower than 30 and coming out this way, just because the water elementals might just pull on you. Hawaiian Snow asks, how many level 60s do I have? I have 3 level 60s that you're aware of, which are Vrograg, the wonderful orc rogue you see right in front of you. I have Shibiji, who is a level 60 mage, a troll. For any people who have... Man, Elisa, did you appear here? Man, how did you know? Sorry. So Shibiji, level 60 troll mage. And of course I have Obamsawin, who is my raiding main right now. She is a level 60 elemental shaman. She is a Tauren as well. In the RP lore, they all Shibiji and Obamsawin help Vrograg with the production of this wonderful news program you'll see every now and then. You know, Hawaiian, you're not the only person who thought that. I think it wasn't until I actually did streaming with Vrograg that people assumed I was a warrior. Or they didn't know I was a rogue. Some people were surprised, and I'm like, a rogue's the perfect class for journalism. You know, you sneak around. Even the lore of the class is you can be like an information broker, which is somewhat similar to reporting in journalism. Also, if anyone feels like they're behind, and this happens occasionally, especially with YouTube streams, where like I don't respond to something you ask for like 5 minutes, it's usually because YouTube has this weird system, so you can just refresh. Also, if anyone like Acalix or Shock Warden or I don't know, Torta. Torta wouldn't. I don't think Torta has Discord anymore, but if anyone wants to chat and has access to the Turtle Wild News Discord, just let me know in stream chat, because Streamlabs will mute your Discord notifications, which is good. That way you guys don't hear my Discord notifications. Unfortunately, when someone's trying to be like, hey, I want to chat about something, I don't notice it until much later. Yeah, Aclix, if you want to. We can talk about that. That's fine. Let me just I'll throw myself in the correct Test. Acalix, do you hear me? Great. Turn you up just a smidge. All right. Can you test again, and stream people let us know if you can hear Acalix? All right. Oh, you know what? They're not going to hear you because I don't have that channel activated, I don't think. Yep, there it is. Okay, try again.
Good morning.
All right, you guys hear Acalix? Okay, good. Beautiful. So, that was a... you know what? Let me do this just to help get everyone on the same page here too. I'm going to pause the stream music for just so I can hear things better. Let me get a little overlay set up here for stream so you guys can watch along as well. Where are you? You are... I had the video pulled up ready to go. I didn't know when we would be watching it. And that is... I have no idea how the framing is on this. Okay, pretty... I did it, like, good on accident. I love when I do that. Occasionally, I'm okay at streaming. Probably doesn't need to be that big, though. Let's be honest. Okay, so for those who missed it, it's still around. if you go to the Turtle Wow YouTube, you can watch this for yourself. It's only 34 seconds long. And to give a brief synopsis of what happens, you are showed the scene. Looks like a graphically high fidelity version of Crossroads. Maybe Camp Tarajo? I'm not quite sure, but...
That's, I believe, the Crossroads in the Barrens.
Okay. And in the background, we have a little bit of a acoustic music playing the Crossroads music. And we are left only with... Sorry, I didn't realize I just messed up the framing. But 7:07, 2024. And let me ask this first. I gotta know, was that date picked because there's so many American and European people that you don't want to confuse everyone?
It works pretty well for that.
Shout outs to the parts of the globe that have their date abbreviations make sense. There's a lot I like about America, but I gotta say the way we do date abbreviations, not one of them. I'm pretty sure that looks like a normal quest giver. Most of this looks like a graphically high definition version of Turtle Wow. Now, I have some very simple rudimentary questions that I'm sure you're able to answer, Alex. I'm not going to throw anything at you that you can't answer. Now, first one is this... So
you think.
Well, is this just showing the current client using HD patch?
We do not use the HD patch in any of our marketing material.
Okay. So for a lot of people, they're just like, oh, they just threw an HD patch on to make a video. I'm like, I don't think that's was, but thank you for that confirmation. And June 7th, 2024, I'm assuming that's what that date meant. That's not a secret cipher or a code for something else?
That is July 7th, 2024, yeah.
Okay. Given the fact that we did recently have a more enigmatic bit of a teaser, which we can touch upon a little later, it's good to make sure. I would like to know, Akalix, if there's anything else you would like to let the people know about this trailer itself before I start fishing for both questions and fish.
Take note of the...
Let me see if I'll make this a little bigger.
Well, I guess what I'll say specifically for now is this is unrelated to Tower of Karazhan 1.17.2. That is a completely separate update that is getting its own trailer shown soon.
Okay.
And then there will be more information regarding this one on July 7th.
Okay. I would assume it wasn't about the Tower of Karazhan, of course, mostly because we don't see Karazhan. So I think that is a good thing to point out, that this isn't about... I mean, there's no new content shown here. Am I correct in assuming that?
No new content, yes.
Okay. And... oh, this is one thing that I've actually already been asked just in the intervening hour since this little video dropped. There are already a good number of people who are concerned. Is this going to require new specifications for computers? One of the strengths of WoW, I think most people would agree is that it has really high accessibility, meaning you don't need a mega rig to play it. Is this what we're seeing here? Will this require, assuming it's 4 players and not just a cinematic, which could also be a thing, will something like this be available to players, and will they need a stronger rig? Anything like that? Any specifications that might be out?
So, on our roadmap, we have various client-related upgrades that we're doing to try to make the game more accessible to people, without add-ons, without changing, without modding the game, all that sort of stuff. Because right now, one of our biggest limitations is the fact that our client is very, it's not user-friendly to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So we're never going to. Nobody on our team is going to allow changes to be made that will make things harder for people to get into the game. We are going to be very deliberate with any sort of updates that we make, or modifications, or fixes, anything like that. It will always be user favored, not making it harder for any given user.
I'm glad to hear that that is a focus for the team. Is like I was saying before, there definitely are people that are playing Turtle WoW on little more than a potato that has some electricity running through it. And, shout out to those people. We're not, being an international community too, there's people who live in both wealthy and not so wealthy countries. So I always feel like that's a valid, warranted thing to ask about. And I'm happy to hear that that is in the sights for the team as a consideration. If you can answer this one, is the date July 7th. July 7th. Does that correspond with the new teased patch? And I'm not saying like, oh, tell me when the new patch is dropping. I believe what I'm asking here is this meant to be played with the new content? Will this just be accessory? Is more of my question.
So on July 7th, more information will be made available regarding this teaser.
Okay.
It is not planned to, that information is not planned to coincide with like a Karazhan release or a Grim Patrol release or anything like that. Karazhan, Grim Patrol development, all that is entirely separate from what we teased today.
All right. Now, many people as well have. I see you in chat too, saying, is a change like this going to be optional? Will it be mandatory? I don't know if you can comment on that, but it would be good to know sort of where a change like this would sit in the for players. Like, are they looking at, everything is going to look like this? It's going to look like this for some people, or even maybe, is this more of a way of taking many of the client modifications that are already out there and just sort of making it uniform?
We do not plan on forcing a big change that people don't want. So, anything that we change from what is the base vanilla game would always be optionally. So that's why right now we have in obviously we have in our Discord we have the .hd command, which that provides people with the links to the unofficial HD mod, but we aren't putting that as default in the installation for Turtle WoW that you download, because that's not what the base 1.12.1 game looks like, and that's not what the game looks like that people fell in love with. So we're not going to be forcing them to play something that isn't what they want to be playing.
Sorry, realized I muted myself. Something I'd like to ask, and I think this is a fair question given that many people actively donate, and I encourage anyone who likes the project, just, even if you don't have a lot of, go ahead and donate. Turtle coins are cute and fun, and this is a good project. I generally support Turtle WoW and their efforts, but because people donate to the project, how can you qualify how much work from the team was involved in what this part of the project is?
This teaser itself already has over a year of work that was put into it. And we are going to continue working in the background on other projects like this that are not just our direct content patch updates. This is not our, this is more of a collaborative project than,
Okay.
this is not like Turtle Core developer is spending half their time working on this and half their time working on, I don't know, figuring out why the dwarves are flying in Grim Patrol, that sort of thing.
Well, we know why that is. There's a curse.
Yeah, it's just because Warden gave them enough psychedelics, and now they're forgetting which things are actually meant to be the floor.
All right. Also, Chad, if you have any questions, Acalix, if you see one and you feel like you want to answer that would be fine. While I have you, I'd love to hear if you had any comments or questions about the other recent teaser, which I'm going to grab right now. Thank you for making that downloadable, by the way, Acalix. I appreciate that. But yes, Hawaiian Snow. They do a lot of work in the background that we never know about. Okay, let's see if I can get this up.
We're not too worried about the fact that some people are a little bit confused and concerned with this teaser, because given 2 months' time, we're going to have a lot more information made public about it. We just wanted to give people a little bit of a taste of what's to come, and sort of show people that, okay, there is something else that's cooking in the background.
All right. Let me also see if I can open up this other thing here.
It's a good question, Murag. I won't be answering it.
I'm sorry. She's not trained as a journalist. She doesn't. Well, she probably knows better, but she'll still ask it. Whatever. I didn't even see what it was, but I just heard her typing. The visuals on this are.
I got tagged in your Discord from a friend of your Discord
Yeah.
asking about it.
Okay. All right.
It's not my question.
I mean.
She was simply the messenger, but
Yeah.
no. I'm dodging that one. Not even dodging, I'm just straight refusing that one.
All right.
Unfortunately, I do not have an answer.
Yeah. Also, there's a chance you just might not actually know the answer anyway. because you are PR, you are community manager, but you're not like a high-end programmer.
I definitely do know the answer on that one.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it is not an answer that I will be sharing until July 7th.
For anyone who might have missed it, I'm going to show, and this was the other teaser we were able to enjoy recently. You might be saying, hey, I don't really see anything. Well, that I have, and I actually have screen grabs of me going into a video editing program. I took this video, I analyzed the audio, I reversed the audio, I boosted the audio, I did all sorts of stuff with this video itself. I couldn't find anything else that might be of substance, but Acalix, I would love to know if you had any fun stories or interesting theories you've heard about this teaser trailer video that was posted in the Discord and briefly on Twitter, but I guess that got taken down.
It got taken down because there was a bit of a miscommunication about it, and that's on me. But I think my favorite theory is there are a lot of people saying that they heard voices in it, and they were trying to find voices in this message.
Yep.
There's a fun fact about that.
I mean,
There's not a voice message hidden in it.
There are technically voices in that there are whispers. Yes. They are not saying anything. Which I think when you let me know yesterday about the other teaser that was coming out, I gave you a screen grab of me. Like I had been working for an hour in Audacity, being like, I'm not finding anything, Acalix. Like, what's going on? Is there something I'm missing? And you're just like, oh yeah, there's no voices in there. But you know what, everyone? You gotta check. This is the kind of stuff they will try to sneak one in on us, but there is a little bit of a fun story here. I don't know if you guys can notice. There's the file name, the title looks like a bunch of gibberish. Let me see. I think if you see that right there, that is actually the name of the leak. NDUDCKDQLRUWB. And I was very impressed with the community because when the leak got out, I don't know if you were timing it, Acalix, but it was literally like...
It was fast.
It was like 10 minutes or something. So I was like, oh yeah, that's a Caesar cipher. Presumably, it says like Karazhan 40 or something like that.
Karazhan 40, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very impressed with the community on that one. But is this one of the more fun parts of your job, Acalix?
Honestly, seeing how fast people caught on to this one makes me confident that I can do some very creative, very difficult puzzles in the future. This was sort of a test the waters, see if anyone is going to think to put it into like a Caesar cipher, stuff like that. Yep. Or if people are just going to go, why did they keyboard slam with their teaser?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you played the audio on stream, because obviously I have the stream muted.
I played it. It's actually, I do have... yeah, I'll play it again in case there's anything you want to point out specifically. Let me just get it back up again here. It's not super loud. That's by design, but... Now, it is quiet, but I do have something else I've prepared. I say I prepared, but you saw me yesterday playing stuff in Audacity. Hold on, this might be loud. No. Yep, it's just the same stuff. So yeah, it sounds like you can hear whispers, sort of dissonant, sliding synths, I think. There's not a lot to it. If you really do boost it, you can hear some more of the whispers, but it's not anything that I think is really crazy.
So, the thing that I'll point to with this teaser is, I guess I'll reveal, this is some ambience. This is background noise in an area in Karazhan 40. So then the next question would be, what type of area is this ambience for? Where in Karazhan 40 would this be? We have some very creative spots in Karazhan 40, where we're going to do some stuff that hasn't really been done in a vanilla raid before. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And this is just sort of a little nugget for people to try to look at and see what they can figure out from.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've heard some fun theories about it so far. I think probably the one I ascribe to personally, and maybe other people do too, is that it might be the ambience for some kind of a dark portal. Definitely in the lore, when you're talking about the dark portal, or going to somewhere that's very fell influenced, the whispering and the madness kind of aspect, especially of Khadgar's story, definitely comes to light through. You can tell a lot of a story through sound, so I think there is definitely something in there, but I don't think it's not very spoilery, so to say. And yeah,
I saw a somewhat unrelated question, but
Okay.
I saw the question: if you would be a normal player but with the knowledge of the team, of what would you be most hyped for in upcoming patches? And I would answer that depends on what you personally are really a fan of content-wise.
yeah,
Obviously, if you're somebody who likes raiding, I would definitely say class changes and the new raids, because class changes are going to be redefining how a lot of classes feel. Well, they'll keep the same feel, but they'll be very noticeably different and more exciting to play. There's not going to really be any more of the psycho rotation that frost mages have of frostbolt, and then you'd never believe what they press next. Frostbolt, and then wait for it, plot twist, frostbolt.
Well, hold on now. If you're a troll frost mage, you occasionally do hit berserking.
Ooh, yes, you can pop a cooldown every couple minutes. Exciting!
It is really the top level of content in my opinion. And you know what? I will say there are some people that they don't play WoW or any version of WoW particularly for the challenge. Some of them just like hanging out with their homies, throwing a couple spells, and I don't. I of course am aware of some of those changes coming to classes, but I don't think it's
The Arcane Mage
controversial.
suicide button.
Well, I will say it's not like every single spec is just going to become super complex overnight. I think that's something that should be noted as well.
Yeah, a lot of classes, their changes are more simplistic. A lot of them have more just bring this number up a little, bring this number down a little, make this fit a little better here. The more radical changes are things like Arcane Mage, obviously, that are getting made into something kind of crazy. More calm ones are stuff like Marksman Hunter. You're still just going to be shooting them. Like, you're not really changing that a ton. Though you did say something about just hanging out with the homies, and that's the other thing that I was going to mention that I was really looking forward to in the future updates, and it's not coming in the very close upcoming one, because 1.17.2 Tower of Karazhan doesn't have a bunch of new areas. It has the new raid, it has the new profession, has the class changes, customizations, tier sets, stuff like that. Shock Warden is in the call, by the way. But
Hi, Shock.
it doesn't have new zones. What I'm looking forward to is the new zones that are coming in Hammers and Talons 1.18. I'm really looking forward to some of those new zones. The one Northwatch Ridge, which has been renamed to Northwind, I believe.
Yes, yeah. I've seen some
I'm
leaks
very
about
much
that.
looking forward to that. That's one that has been posted in the teasers and posted on Reddit, posted on social media. That's the one that has the autumnal vibes, for lack of a better way to put it. The sort of red, orange, yellow trees, all that sort of stuff. Northwind is one of my favorite areas that I've seen coming. It's up there with stuff like that and Thalassian Highlands are two of the most beautiful areas, in my opinion. And I also really liked Gilneas, but it was a completely different vibe.
Oh
But
yeah.
those two areas are just so pretty that I enjoy spending time there, just solely based on the fact that I enjoy the visuals of the game around there. And I'm very excited to see what they would look like with stuff like an HD mod. Because obviously I don't play on the PTR with an HD mod, but I'd be very curious to see how they look in breathtaking HD.
For anyone who might have missed it too, I have this is an image. If I show it, this image is confirmed from I don't remember which dev, as this jousting ground, or if you particularly like this word to when talking about it, a lists is found in Northwind. This is, I think, one of the few images that have come out about this area known as Northwind.
That's one of the three, yeah. That's in the teasers channel.
Yep. And if you do miss anything, by the way, I want to personally thank you, Aclix, by the way, as someone who does a lot of work to communicate like the new information that's been coming out. Having a teaser channel has been very helpful, because it's like, okay, so 5 days ago, one developer said this one thing and posted a picture. And then, like a week later, I'm going, oh no, I have to find that.
Yeah, we're planning on moving it to be a system where we're going to be posting bigger teasers on Twitter, teaser channel, forums, stuff like that. Reddit sometimes. And then we're going to be putting, like, if it's a very small tease or it's more like shit posting, that's going to be handled by personal accounts on like Discord and stuff like that. But we don't plan on making it like the best. We don't want it to be a random channel in Discord as the premier place to get teased for upcoming content on Turtle. That's not a good
Yeah,
system.
that's probably a good move. I mean, shout outs to all the people in theory crafting, but I would really suggest only veteran players go there, because the amount of falsehood in that channel cannot be understated. That you should have a very strong grasp on Turtle WoW and all of its intricacies before believing everything you read in there. Let's see. Oh, I did want to say I don't have access to everything like Acalix does. Most of the exclusive information that I know is about class changes, because I'm a class change counselor. But I did at least want to say that the thing that I am most excited about, as far as what I've seen, and it is by a large margin Arcane Mage. Haven't seen the final draft on it, and that's okay. As I indicated before, some of the stuff that was leaked is still subject to change. I am very excited because it's it plays on this level of nostalgia for me that I don't think necessarily everyone might have. Way back in the day when I first started playing WoW, I played during the TBC era, and my first when I was at current tier, my first tier was tier 5, and that is when Arcane Blast like became a thing for mages, and it was very fun and it was very random and erratic. And so when I see the Turtle WoW team doing stuff that sort of like reignited some, like, oh man, that used to be so fun, I know it's going to be different. I can say it's not going to be that either. It's not going to be like Arcane Blast spam until you're out of mana or you're not out of mana. Good luck. It's going to be different than that, but that's the one I'm most excited for by a pretty wide margin. I also say that I think it shows a good thing in that the team is willing to really swing for the fences, because there's a good chance that that's going to fall flat on its face and no one's going to like it. But I like when development teams take something that's boring and say, let's try to like make it not boring. So very personally excited about that one. Murag, known far and wide for her gaslighting within my guild, is now telling people that Torta's going to delete all paladins.
Promise that on the forums.
Well, I mean, you better have receipts.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the receipts.
Oh, I'm so sorry, paladins. Turns out Torta's going to delete every paladin.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Anyway.
That's going to sting.
Is this the time for Shaman to rise up?
Hello, Shock Warden.
Good morning, everyone.
The shaman don't need to rise up. The shaman are already on top. They just don't know it. It is the time for people to become aware of their shaman overlords.
You know what I'm looking forward to more than anything else?
Mm-hmm.
It could be that this doesn't ever happen. But imagine the race for server first in Karazhan 40 or in Grimbatol. People are streaming it, trying to push as fast as they can, trying to get to the absolute limits, and obviously people run out of mana and people run out of health in boss fights when they're trying to progress, right?
Naturally.
Imagine on stream a raid wipes and it actually influences what happens in progression for server first because an arcane mage explodes.
Now,
It's poetic.
we do want to highlight something here, that as far as we're aware, the explosion that is listed as part of that talent doesn't seem to damage any allies.
I don't
Are
think
you-
it does in the current draft, though. I think it'd be really funny if it did an arcane explosion and could damage allies.
There's clear problems with that only because then
I see no problem.
well, you say that, but
Punish
let me just
everyone around them for their
let
bad
me
mis- for
let
their
me throw
bad
something by
gameplay.
you. Imagine you're in a battleground and you see a mage. You already know when you see a mage, probably want to make sure that that thing isn't attacking or killing me. Wait, what's this? They put on a bunch of speed boosting items. Oh, they're not even a frost mage. They pop. Is that arcane power? And before you know it, mages become ballistic missiles. Because you can pop that power, run in, run out of mana on purpose, and then just explode. Although I would say it would be hilarious to hear Battleground callouts to be like, quick, defuse the mage!
Quick, Viper Sting the mage before it gets close!
No, or you guys, wait, no, give it mana so it won't explode. Yeah,
Quick, mind control a druid. Innervate the... Wait, mind control the mage and innervate them, run them into their...
yeah.
Dispel the innervate. There we go, now we're cooking.
So, like, the only reason I say that is problematic is just because it's like, I don't know what that would do to PvP. And I know that's something the team and the class counselors have done a lot to, like, keep in their sights. They're definitely being like,
Yes.
you know, and this is completely hypothetical. This didn't actually happen. This is just a joke. You know, a priest class counselor rolls up, says, "You know what? I think we should like have stronger stuff." And then probably most other priests, developers, and every other person in every other class goes, "Are you sure that's a good idea for Battlegrounds?" Because, I mean, I've definitely said this before. I generally don't qualify what exactly is being said. But I have said before that many ideas that seem fun for PvE, many have died at the altar of that will break something terribly for Battlegrounds. Which, you know, however you feel about that, I understand. But, you know, PvP is part of the game too, and shouldn't just be neglected. I know that's very controversial as someone who, I mean, how long have I been playing this character? I have 314 honorable kills lifetime on Vrograg. Vrograg started in early 2022. I'm not a big PvP guy. Also, Akalix, you brought up something that I would love to bring some attention to. You mentioned the race for world first. Well, we did recently have this. I'm just showing off. This is the Turtle WoW leaderboard, created and hosted by Vita. Shoutouts. Just want to draw something to people's attention. Now, we're looking here at Naxxramas. Okay. Looking over here. Oh, I wonder what's going on in Blackwing Light. Now, this is top 10, right? Do you see this name right here? Skeleton? Mbop Speedhack?
Aren't those both Telebeam guilds?
Those are both Telebeam guilds. That's correct. That means...
I think that's just crazy to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That means all of those players don't have any AQ40 gear. They don't have any Naxxramas gear at all. And I would argue, and I'm not trying to take anything from anyone. Molten Core, I can see. Like, that's pretty... Like, I can conceptualize that. If you just try to push Molten Core and go real fast, okay. I could see a sub-hour. That's not too crazy. The only reason I know that is because this record here from my guild was literally when our guild leader and raid leader said, "Hey, you guys want to try doing it quick today?" Like, we had, like, no plan. We just tried to do it quick one day. But this one, a sub-hour for a Telebim guild on BWL, that's impressive.
Sub-hour on current content.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
If anyone
when
from
I saw
those
they
guilds
got
is
on
here,
there-
shout out.
I saw them on there, and I was actually pretty impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting very interested, not just because I've been in one of these guilds raiding, but because it's something I'm very interested in. I'm a long-time fan of... We've talked a bit about speedrunning ourselves. I've been very interested seeing how it's been developing over time on Turtle, and how guilds are really starting to find, like, not the human limit, but the limit. Because obviously I've seen some... I've seen some people theory crafting in various servers about how to lower the numbers on some of these raids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing people theory crafting down to, like, in theory, if we do this plus this plus this plus this plus this all perfectly, and nobody messes up, and the RNG's perfect, we can get this down to this time. It's so interesting seeing, as guilds get closer to the theoretical limit, how much can get pushed and cut down from the time. It's something I find very interesting.
I think it goes a lot to show how content that widely is as old as a lot of these raids are, is that it's impressive that people are still finding ways to make that content interesting, because I'm sure you're aware of that meme gif where someone's walking on a trail and on one side there's like a really bad path and the other side's like the happy fun path. I feel like guilds that progress all the way through Naxxramas and get to the end of like the content, so to say, for like difficulty and gear, whether it's players or guilds, they sort of have a choice. Do they want, because they want to keep doing this content, but under like, how are you going to keep making it interesting for a player who has all the gear they want, who has done most of the challenges, and sometimes one of those routes can be speedrunning to make it interesting, to make it, not take so long, because for anyone who's done progression, that can be quite a slog. Thank you. I will show this for everyone who might have missed it. I have live evidence of, Torta. I guess Torta is going to delete paladins. And I mean, Torta would never lie about something like this. This is serious. If you have
Never say it in jest.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a paladin, I think the best thing you can do is just take all your gold, just send it to Vrograg. I'll keep it in escrow, and if you ever need it back, just let me know. It might take a couple months to come out of escrow, but I'll guard it for you. And I think that's all. I think that's all the paladins need to know. This is new class change stuff that's going to be coming out, so just be aware.
Yeah. What's that? How's that saying that you always say? Go. If you're not watching your money, give it to me, and I will. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that is from
It's
the
something
Market
along those
Watch
lines.
segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Market Watch. I can't even remember my own writing. I say keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. It's a shame that we lost paladins in that way, though. I thought they would be more of a ceremonious end.
This smells like a fishy pyramid scheme to me.
I think it does, Shock. I think that's a good point. Not enough people are bringing that up.
You know what isn't pyramid shaped but does smell fishy? Shells. Shell coin even. Speaking of, why keep an eye on your money when you could just keep your money in the eye? Buy shell coin from Acalix.
Wait, directly from you?
Hold on. Did you just think of that on the fly? Or
Yes.
did you have that prepared?
That was fully on the fly.
You get a golf clap from me. Very nice.
Shock, how have you
Improv
been,
is-
by the way? I haven't heard from you in a while. How are things going over at Nater? Are you working on any new characters, or are you just having enough with raid leading?
Oh, in terms of Nater, we're doing fine. Still full clearing all raids all week long in a pug environment, which is a bit different than what people think of their typical guild.
Mm-hmm. For anyone who doesn't know, Nater is a Northernar raid team that ostensibly is a pug, and anyone who is interested in raiding, maybe also just learning, Nater does a great job with allowing people that might not have a raiding guild, or maybe has difficulty having a time that works for them. I'll always support Nater in their efforts to make the content more accessible for people. And Shock Warden is one of their muckety muck, big important people over there. And
Yes, of which there are a few.
and I mean, I can't possibly say the name Shock Warden without reminding everyone that Shock Warden verifiably tanked Patchwork as a shaman.
Yeah, I did do that once.
And that's
And
before class
perhaps-
changes.
And perhaps one day I may do it again.
Yeah. I know I'll say, your name for doing such a great feat. I wish I remembered all the healers that were involved in that. I know Shakes was one, right?
Shakes, Angelor, Chrysania.
You remember.
Of course I do. These are my regular raiders.
So is there anything, Shock, that you're hopeful for class changes that are coming out?
Let's see. Hopeful for. There are definitely classes that have some drawbacks. I don't think anybody who would ever be listening to Efficient Chat stream for Turtle WoW would disagree with that. I'm the kind of person that can point out things and, see, when I push this button, it doesn't really do what I think it should do or what I hope it would do. My hope is that for whatever comes out of these class changes, that there is a better feedback loop. Some would say a more positive feedback loop for when you push your buttons, making sure that the things that don't feel as impactful feel appropriately impactful, not necessarily too strong, but also not necessarily too weak. And also that you keep that fun and vanilla and sort of simple play style alongside it.
Yeah, that's those are good aspirations to hope for with the changes coming from the council and the team. I think that is also one of my goals as well. Is obviously the conceit of Vanilla Plus, right, is that you are adding stuff to Vanilla that wasn't there, but the other conceit is that you are trying to keep enough vanilla to still have it be considered vanilla. And I think it's a balancing act that's difficult. Oftentimes I regard it as sort of like an ideology where you can be very conservative and stuck to the roots, or you can be more liberally minded about it and expansive and progressive. I think historically, Turtle WoW has been more on the conservative end, trying to keep what is there when they don't try to still keep it feeling like vanilla. So hopefully that continues. Although, counterintuitively, that Arcane Mage change stuff that we saw leaked was pretty out there. Sorry. If anyone's wondering, I realize I didn't highlight this yet. We're fishing on the island in the Vile Reef. Let me get back on the music. Sorry about the lack of tunes here.
To answer,
go ahead.
I've seen a couple questions, so I could answer a few.
Please do
real quick. One question was for Kara. Those ambience. So, can I say anything in terms of the size of it? Is it going to be linear like Blackwing Lair, or is it going to be more do whatever order like Kara 10? I know that it'll at least be partially linear. It might not be fully, but I know that at least part of it is going to be. There are very likely to be hard modes. Not guaranteed, but hard modes are something that we do like the existence of, and we are interested in having more hard modes and more content. Why did the population graph change on the website? So the population graph was changed to show the most recent 3 months rather than be a all-time population graph, because it's really not useful to see 3 years of being a 300 pop server, 2 weeks of being like a 18,000 pop server when we had the explosion before we put up the entire separate region of realms and Telebeam and all that. So it overall just led to a very weird looking, kind of confused graph that looks like we were non-existent until we existed for 1 week and then we died, which is just not realistic and doesn't reflect what the population actually looks like. Because if you look at it now, the population graph is very stable. Every week in the 5,000 player range. It's pretty stable, pretty normal. Telebeam is, they peaked up in the high 400s, but they're averaging in the 300 range. It's pretty stable as well. It's not exploding up or down or anything like that. It's just,
Shout outs to the Telebeam people. I've played a little bit on there. Great, at least Horde side, great community. I've had fun tinkering around leveling now this might be a little crazy to believe, but I have a rogue on there, an orc rogue named Vrograg, who I've been having a lot of fun on. And something I do want to just add to when you're talking about population, like, at this point, there's no real comparison. I don't think there's any private server that is getting regularly those kind of numbers, and certainly not for as long as Turtle WoW has.
There are a couple other networks that get big numbers like us. I think Warmane actually has higher populations than us. I don't know 100%, but I know they're very active. And obviously Ascension is very popular as well, but that's a completely different game mode. So
yeah,
we don't like to worry too much about other people's populations. We just like to say basically we very clearly can show that we have a stable, consistent population. We've been around for 5 years, 6 years, going on 6 years now. We're not going anywhere. So we are somewhere where you can go. You can play at your own speed when you want to. And like you can play with smaller groups of friends, like raid scale down, all that sort of stuff. It's a very easy environment for people to do what they want to do and come back. If you want to play WoW for a little bit, you get that WoW fix you need, and you don't want to spend $15 to level in a realm full of bots. Well, cool. Come play on Turtle. It's free. It's here when you want it to be.
Now that's a real shame. There are some people that really like the experience of leveling with a bunch of actual automated characters. If you are looking for that, if you're looking to have like a really bloated, inflated economy from gold bots, and you want people who don't actually move except by point and click and will spam general channels selling gold, like, you're not going to get that experience on Turtle WoW. So I would suggest actually looking to Blizzard if you want that. It's controversial to say, but that might be your best bet.
I think it's also important to add too that.
What? Wait,
Hello.
who's
Hi.
that voice? Everyone else just sneaking in here today.
You left the door open, so I'm like, oh, they're having a good conversation.
I did.
That sounds like the voice of living in the past.
Good morning, everyone. I think it's also really important to state that Turtle offers a unique product. And that may sound a little callous to say, but the fact of the matter is that there are all these different wonderful servers and communities out there, and Turtle offers this truly wonderful, unique product. There are other servers that offer their own kinds of products, but the fact of the matter is that with how long Turtle has existed and how long the development cycle has been going for it, it has the most wide array of rich, unique features. And God, that's a lot of buzzwords, but we have the radio, and I'm obviously going to be very proud of the radio. We have the different added-in mods that the server naturally includes to make life that much easier. We have a very strong support structure going on. It's the fact of the matter is that out of all of the different options you have, Turtle has so much going on for it. And that is not to say the other options you have are bad, but obviously we're very proud of what we have here.
Yeah.
I like to think that so we never really compare ourselves to others in our marketing material or anything like that because I don't find it necessary. There's no real need for us to say that, oh, we do this better than this person, we do that better than that person, because what we do is we have a stable, long-term realm where you can play whenever you want to, and then you can take a break, come back whenever you want to. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be the same thing. It's never going to go to a higher level and you're going to be left behind. Nope. If you get to 60, you can go. You can do a quick raid. You can just have some fun. And then you can take another break if you want to, or you can play more seriously. You could get into roleplay. You can come back, explore some of our custom areas. You can experience different balance changes. There's a whole wealth of possibilities. And the fun part is the fact that it doesn't even matter which realm you play on, because both realms that we have on Turtle EU are having raids get cleared. PvP is happening. If you want a very tight, small community vibe like old Turtle sort of had back in the early 2020, 2021 kind of stages, play on Telebeam. It's a perfect place to get that small server kind of feel. Meanwhile, if you want that big server, big world, all sorts of stuff's going on, bunch of RP, bunch of different types of raids, bunch of this, that, and the other, play on Nordinar. All sorts of stuff, and both of them are going to be there for a long time. It's the thing that I love about Turtle is, like, there's a lot of different things to do, and it's always there. So it's why I was able to do hardcore slow and steady on Turtle so easily, was because I could do it, I could invest my time, and then I could walk away for a week or a month if I needed to take a break from WoW and I was bored, and I could come back, and you know what? None of that time I invested is lost. And it's a very important thing that we've built up that trust with the community for a long time, where we are not going to be removing your characters. We're not going to be like wiping and going fresh again or something like that. It's going to be it's going to be there.
So, if anyone didn't know, by the way, Dan, who is in the call, helps manage and curate the material you might hear on the in-game radio. Also hosts 2 shows that are on the radio: Living in the Past, which is, I believe, your solo talk show program, and then also hosts and help organize Under the Shell, which broadcasts. It's usually myself, Dan, Akalix. We are looking on getting more guests, be they community members or developers, to help look at some of the underbelly of Turtle WoW. I'm looking forward to our next production.
Hopefully, I will be able to secure us a very exciting guest for that one.
I'm very excited.
Have someone
for
in
June.
mind. Yeah, we have someone in mind who we would like to have on, but that means that I have to pull him kicking and screaming out of the dungeon.
Jamie?
I would love to have him on. I don't know if he's watching right now or not. He very well could be off doing something, but he is who I would like to have next. I need to talk to him and try to schedule with him, find if he has a free hour within the next couple weeks to be able to pull him in to talk about class changes, this, that, and the other. I got a DM from someone, and I thought for a second I was about to have gotten a DM saying just like, nah, no. I very well expected the maniacal laughter of a man who spends 21 hours a day developing.
When you said pull him kicking and screaming out of the dungeon, there's really only a couple people that I can think of that are regularly in a developer hell. And
there's a few.
Yeah, but Jamie is definitely one that came to mind. Shout outs to Jamie, by the way. I actually have a fun little story from this week that highlights how great the GM team and even the development team is, because sometimes they have to wear both hats. Like, the developers need to see something happening to know how to fix it. Just this last week, we had a ZG right around the time of server reset. Myself, Murag Blade, who's somewhere in the crowd here, was also there. If anyone knows ZG, you have to kill the priests in order to beat Hakar, because Hakar gets all these buffs from the priests. And when we went to fight Hakar done had all the buffs for some reason, and we had definitely killed the priests. So shout outs to, I can't remember which GM it was, but Jamie did make an appearance and helped rectify that situation, because it turns out an 80-yard thunderclap that also silences and does about 1,000 damage at the beginning of the fight is a really tough way to start out Hakar.
Yeah, that's a little more than hard mode right there.
Yeah. And that did warm up discussions about whether or not hard mode Hakar is possible. I believe it is technically possible, but I don't think anyone's ever done it. Not on Turtle WoW. I don't know if anyone knows of anyone. I mean, surely Shock Warden probably on the regular, clears hardcore Hakar, but would be too humble to admit it.
There were rumors of people getting it done back in the day, but these were people going back with like tier 5 and 6 gear from TBC and then powering through it. So you have not only a level advantage, but a gear advantage that is far beyond what vanilla had to offer.
Yeah. It's not an understatement to say it is. Even at our gearing, even with like extra gear, and there's a bunch of old crusty tier 3 raiders that have been around forever, like it would be super difficult. Definitely not worth the effort, but I really don't think anyone's done it on Turtle WoW. I know it's been attempted.
I just can't believe you'd call T3 raiders old and crusty.
Well, you know what? You're right. You know what that is? That's projection. I'm an old crusty tier 3 raider who's been on the server forever.
You are old.
Yeah. Let me put it to you this way. I've done Nax for so long at this point. My second character to do Nax has a full set of tier 3 tokens just in case that's how they're going to roll out alternate class sets. I mean, like, there's nothing for a Bombswin to get except for honor. Because Elemental Shaman, they need to be represented. And they... yeah.
I think all of those T3 old crusty raiders would be happy to give you the chance to earn some honor in Warsong Gulch.
But then I'd have to go
For those
to
that don't
Warsong
know,
Gulch.
that was a call-out.
Hold on. Are you calling me out right now, Shock? Do you think I should go earn some honor? I could queue right now and die. I'll die a bunch. Oh, geez, I'm not even...
That's your stream. That's your
That's true.
choice of entertainment for the masses.
You know, I mean, I don't often get Akalix, yourself, and Dan in the same voice call, and I don't think you guys would enjoy me going, you know what? I'm bad at PvP over and over again a bunch of times. I am willing to learn, but I need a sensei, someone who can train me.
All right, so from someone who peaked very high rank in arena 2v2s, here's the dark tech secret to winning in PvP. Kill them before they kill you.
Wait.
Could
that work?
I was gonna say roll a Shadow Priest.
So the biggest thing is your main goal is reducing their health bar to 0 before yours gets to that point.
Right. And then if they're dead, they can't do anything to you, right?
See, you would think that, but then you fought a warlock and you have 14 dots on you and you died anyways.
So I can literally feel the joy coming off of little Karen right now when you say that. I've definitely done Battlegrounds, but like I know that exact experience too, where it's like, sweet, I got that warlock, they're dead, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, they almost got me. Uh-oh. And then I just realized,
that's
I'm like,
horrifying.
Yep, I'm not walking away alive from this one, boys. That is the warlock
when my
way.
hunter killed a warlock. I was at 2,000 health, and I go, I have won. Clueless I was. I, in fact, had not won. We had gone even.
This is a serious question, by the way. I know of the curse called Curse of Doom. I know it. I think it takes a full minute for it to pop, and when it does a bunch of damage. But there's also like another, not secret, but like a really low-key part that if a Curse of Doom kills something, there's a chance that like a thing will pop out. Is that right?
Guard.
A Doom Guard? So if that... Is Curse of Doom ever used in Battlegrounds? Because that would be hilarious.
Can't be used on players, I believe.
No,
It can't?
No, it can't.
Oh,
Nope.
man.
It'd
Okay.
be really funny if it could, but it'd also be really annoying because a warlock would just run by, drop a Curse of Doom, and say, yep, catch you later.
Yeah, and then you just have to hope that you're near a druid or a mage, otherwise really bad things are going to happen. And you have to wait a full minute for it to happen.
Please, decurse!
No,
What
just
button
kill
is
me.
that?
I'm better off dead.
Button's the decurse? How do you do that?
If I remember right, it hits way too hard to be used in PvP.
But it takes a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, enjoy your last minute walking around, begging, hoping, realizing.
Well, I
you
mean,
are-
by that logic, I mean, I think maybe just don't let warlocks have dots.
I'm
mean,
totally fine with that. You know what?
Yeah.
Remove all dots from Warlock.
Yeah,
And
be an
also life
honest
drain.
class. Cast to do your damage. None of this instant, I'm going to pepper you, I'm going to season you with curses and then walk away. No, come here and fight me.
Hey, you guys heard it here first. Class Changes Council member Vrogreg pushing for warlocks to have no dots.
In Battlegrounds. Because I actually do feel bad for Affliction locks being... I mean, to be fair, the added debuff slots really helps Affliction warlocks, like, exist. Like, they can actually do their stuff and have, competent amounts of damage. But they're still, I believe, and Lil Karen, if you want to comment, I'm sure you know a thing or two about warlocks, but I'm pretty sure they're still outpaced by just, like, Shadow Bolt spam with Ruin. And the demon sacrifice, I think. I don't know enough about warlock. I'm married to like someone who I think, okay, she's not here right now. I think she might actually be a warlock. I can't prove it, but I've come home sometimes and there's little pentagrams on the ground and like this red fluid I see. And I've asked and she said it was just strawberry syrup, but we don't have any strawberry syrup in the house.
Well, yeah, it's on your floor, not your fridge.
Also, late at night, I've seen Mandalore, and you know how like they have like cats have that reflective retina that really glows. Well, his was like green glowing, like was radiating light. So I mean, is Warlock ground for annulment? Does anyone know? Any legal help?
No, No. Salem, as you know, had their witch trials, and that never worked out well for anyone.
Dang
so
it.
that was removed from the books.
Okay, when guys, when Murad gets back, just act cool. Act like I didn't even ask about that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I have my sunglasses. I'm ready.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there any? I don't think there's been any other. We just had the 2 videos for the leaks. That was the fresh stuff we had going. Oh, I did want to say, you know, I know we can't all be, you know, high-end developers like Jamie, who's going to get kidnapped for Under the Shell, but you know, we do. Shock Warden, you know, could be interested in maybe coming on for a show. And I mean, Dan, you got to admit, the guy's got a good voice for radio.
Let's hear it.
You haven't heard Shock before?
I want to provide an example right now. Let's hear it.
What would you like to hear?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Right? I mean, you might need to put a, if you could maybe like edit like a little warning at the beginning, like if you're operating heavy machinery, that kind of stuff, just in case, like just to cover our bases.
So here's my idea, and this is going to put Turtle Wow on the map. This is
Jamie and
this is it.
Shockwarden ASMR stream.
Yeah, so Shockwarden and I are just going to talk back and forth about literally anything. We'll read patch notes to each other, and we'll just let it happen, and we'll do a whole like 20-minute long ASMR of that.
We could read spell descriptions out of the spell book.
Oh my god.
Also, I know a little bit of this is tongue-in-cheek, but honestly, the radio team could use more voice actors. Obviously my voice is like perfect, and I can switch into gnome at any point, but like, you know, not everyone has my kind of verbal alacrity. But you know, maybe Shock would be a good pickup for the radio team in case we need, you know, like a bass boosted Tauren.
I take the form of Tauren and undead and orc and other things too.
Oh man, putting reverb or like making your voice scary. The thought of it's actually scary. And just, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because I actually had a really silly thing that I did. If you guys remember, I was talking about that little teaser trailer that really didn't have much. The one where it was just like a weird spelling puzzle for Kara 40 and had, you know, ambient music, presumably from Karazhan. While I was editing the audio for certain things, I made a slowed down and slightly reverbed version of that sound, of that like soundtrack playing. I want to play it for you guys right now. I have it here. Just to show you what a little bit of slowing down music can do. Oh, let me get it here. It gets to you. I hope you enjoyed getting scared. But yeah,
It would be nice to have someone who can actually like get close to Torin around. I can push my voice that deep, but it doesn't sound right. Like the pacing in which I speak generally, and the way that I articulate a lot of my consonants, it doesn't fit Torahe very well. Like I said, I can get close, but I really can't get on the mic. So having Shock Warden for that would actually be very nice.
Yeah, and there's also just generally, well, obviously we know what Shock Warden sounds like. If you actually have any voice acting capabilities, if you have like a voice that you're really good at or you enjoy that, if you have any work you've done before, let Dan from the radio know. Anyone who's interested in making content, I know it's not like open season for the radio. Like you can't just walk up and be like, hey, play my mixtape. It's not like that. But the radio team is always interested in new ideas for programming. If there's anything you have, any ideas, thoughts, we're always improving the program. So we like collaboration.
I've had a few people approach wanting us to play their guild ads, and I'm totally fine doing that. However, to put something on the radio, we do need certain levels of quality. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. If you want to provide us instead with a script that you would want us to record for your guild, that would probably be better, because unfortunately everyone that's approached me with, hey, could you play my guild ad, I've had to say, once it's compressed into the radio, this is going to sound terrible. I can't put it on because it was either recorded in a certain way that doesn't work or is not audio balanced correctly. We're very lucky that we have so many wonderful voice actors and Volca who understand these requirements. So if you do want to put something on the radio, please reach out to me. I don't mind. I'm moving into more of like a back-end support role where I'm managing and running the radio software and quality checking. And also I'm actually going to be working a lot more with Akalix here for not just YouTube, but some marketing assistance as well. So I want to make sure we're getting as much good quality content out there and as much support for the community as possible. But I also need to make sure everyone understands the technology requirements behind things.
So, Turtle Wow TikTok when?
No.
It exists.
I say no because I just actually... I was working for a TikTok group, and now I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that off the air. I'm sorry that... Should I be sorry that it fell through?
I'm gonna be honest, not especially. Not in particular, because I'll be honest, it wasn't a healthy relationship. I
feel you. And, you've been around the media and marketing landscape a lot longer than I have, and I already have stories like that, so...
the one of these days, not in public, ask me about WoW Radio and some of the stuff that went on. Because the novel I could write...
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
There's, if you play WoW long enough, you always have a take on something happening in WoW. Like doesn't matter what version of WoW, if you've played long enough, someone's like, hey, they're doing this with such and such class in this version of WoW, and you'd be like, yeah, well, back during this time, and then before you realize it, you're like, dang, that much of my brain's taken up with this stuff, huh?
My roommates commented on that regularly. Actually, my memory for vanilla WoW in particular is accurately photographic, to the point where they have wondered sometimes if I struggle to remember other things because my brain is so locked in with all of that old shit.
So we have a. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, I am a vapor, and I'm almost like 100% rate on hitting the mute button when I hit the vape. I'm sorry, I missed one.
Oh, is that the fart that came through? I saw that, chat.
I'm sorry. I've let you all down. I have no virtue. I'm a nicotine addict.
Any shitters in the chat?
Yeah, there always are. You know what? They're always part of the landscape, too. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you.
I need to go ahead and hop out of here shortly, but I did have one extremely random thought
Okay.
from the other day I wanted to just throw out there into the wild.
Throw?
So how many of you all are Warhammer fans as well? Obviously, World of Warcraft and Warhammer.
40K or not?
Similar. What's that?
40K or...
No, fantasy.
That's a... I am aware of it. I don't know much about the lore.
I love Warhammer Fantasy so much. So much. Vermintide and Vermintide 2 and Total Warhammer are games I still play to this day.
Wow.
I love them dearly. It will never happen. However, I would love to see a crossover between Turtle WoW and Return of Reckoning, which is the fan-made revival of Age of Reckoning, the Warhammer Fantasy MMO from way back in the day. I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, they I remember when that game came out, and I was like, oh, this seems kind of cool. Too bad I don't know anything about Warhammer. I hear many positive things about certain aspects of it. Designer Dave says, Warhammer is D&D if the person writing the world lore was depressed and emo and thought everything was going to fall apart and die. Well, someone hasn't played in the Ravenloft setting, clearly. Yeah, actually. But yeah. And
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
I think that was just Frograg's real voice.
Oh.
Why you out me like that, Chalk? Do you know how many voice modification things I have to do to sound like this? I do have a nerd voice in me. It's related to my gnome voice, though. But I like Warhammer from what I've been able to read and suss out from it. And if Warhammer is a more depressed, cynical take on D&D lore, then Warhammer 40K is like that, but in space.
I could never, like, I appreciate 40K big time, and also in the Vermintide line of thing, I do play Darktide as well.
Yeah.
I could never, like, really get into 40K, though. I'm going to be honest. It felt... It just felt way too over the top.
Yeah, well, that's good, because that's what it's trying to be.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
It is hard to be grounded in that game. I will say, though, I did play a little bit on my stream, and if anyone wants to give it a try, I would suggest it's a decent game. The Rogue Trader CRPG put out by Owlcat, I think. Give it a try. It has a really good story. And one of the biggest difficulties, Dan, of that game is that because it's a role-playing game and it's a CRPG with like storylines, it's really tough to make the story grounded because everything's so over the top everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To answer Haxor's question there, Early 2000s, I would say Age of Reckoning was it, and I believe that came out in 2008, 2007, something like that. I don't remember exactly when it came out. Fantasy did have some really good strategy games before that point. One of which was Mark of Chaos, I believe. There were a couple of good strategy games that preceded Total Warhammer, but they were much earlier than that.
Yeah, Haxer. A lot of us, I feel like of the two Games Workshop properties, I feel like 40K probably has more fan base. I'm pretty sure. That could be projection, but it has a lot more media presence, as I'm aware.
Yeah, Age of Sigmar was designed to bring fantasy more into the limelight, and it honestly just divided the community heavily and pissed a lot of people off, myself included. It was good on paper, but in execution, it was abysmal. And it did not accomplish its goals of bringing the game forward, bringing fantasy forward, and showing fantasy in a much more action-y kind of light.
The Daniel Panama asks, do you think Shaman Tank will be viable in the next talent change? Do I think? I think Shaman Tanking... Well, first of all, like I always say, this word's thrown around all the time. The word viable, what does that mean? Yeah.
Means many things to many people.
Because we have, you just heard, that voice, that Shock Warden, has tanked Patchwork. So, if viable means possible or capable of, then they already technically have that. If you mean, will the changes add to that viability? I can't confirm or deny anything, but I will say I sort of keep like a top 10 list of things that because I do actually read the things you guys say. Like, believe it or not, delete paladins, feral druid too hard in battleground, when will my rotation get better, that kind of stuff. By far, like I have three that I hear about all the time. One is Shaman Tanking. The other one is Melee Hunter. And the third one, I think there's... Oh yeah, Nerf Paladins.
Buff Paladins, please.
Well, yeah. But usually those are the three I hear about the most. If you paid attention to the leaks channel in the Discord, or the little preview stuff, one was about Paladins, and one was about Shaman. Then the other one was about Arcane Mage. I was out of left field. Unfortunately, the leak that was given to us did not ingratiate Shaman Tanking to have any cause for new hope or less hope. If I could have any requests from the dev team and PR, I mean, if you just mention Shaman Tanking, Melee Hunters, or deleting Holy Strike, I don't think anything's going to be liked more than those three things. How do you have 400 FPS though? That's a good question. Probably because the client and the technology needed for this game are decades old, and my computer isn't decades old. By the way... Oh, okay,
I'm
go
kind
ahead.
of curious now because I keep mine capped at 60 FPS for streaming and recording. Now I'm curious if I can actually push it to where you have, because I don't think I can beat 400 FPS at all.
Can someone... You can cap them? Should I cap them? Holy crap, I never thought about that.
So this goes into the technology behind capturing video. You want your frame rate to be synced with what your monitor is displaying, so it captures correctly at the correct FPS.
Oh no.
60 and 120 are the best FPS to use.
Yeah, because I record stuff in 60 FPS. That's one of the great things, Dan. I love having you around for, like, I just mention offhandedly I'm doing something. You're like, oh, did you know about this? And it's something that I've just been doing either incorrectly or super inefficiently for like more than a year. It's the joy of teaching yourself something. I always encourage people to like, if you ever want to make something, whether it's like a stupid video or it's just any kind of art, some of the best enjoyment I get is from learning stuff and then getting better at it. So you can understand that I just love hearing from Dan when he hears about some of my process, because like some of my enjoyment is I'm learning more about the thing that I've been doing, and that incremental improvement is something that is just rewarding for anything you make.
I think we are witnessing the birth of a new radio program on Turtle Well. Learning with Vrokrag.
Learning. Thank you, Jumble of Cyrillic Characters, for subscribing. I forgot I had that notification, but it scared me. If anyone was listening to stream, you would have heard the rogue cheap shot sound. That is on purpose, but it usually scares me than it scares you.
Just to go back to the shaman tanking thing, though, in reality, in what we see when it comes to the actual numbers of, okay, shamans are capable of this. This boss does this. This is the environment that a tank needs to endure for this. There are absolutely situations right now, as shamans are, that shamans can absolutely tank.
Yeah.
In raids. Though
Yep.
there may not be as much as a warrior, but honestly, not even a paladin can tank nearly as much as a warrior. There's only so many situations that you can fit a square peg into a round hole.
There are levels to it, certainly.
And I would actually love to hear Shock Warden's thoughts on this, because in the very little that I have done in my time in World of Warcraft in general, I have shaman tanked on the rare occasion in Molten Core, and the innate elemental resistance that you can have as a shaman does do a lot of good in what I've seen. So, Shock Warden, tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong. Is that something that's consistent with shamans as they can tank right now?
This is sort of an unclear question. Could you maybe be more specific as to what you're asking about?
How critical in actuality is the innate elemental resistance talents to shaman tanking?
It is your only form of damage reduction via talents. So it is basically a default choice. Understand that it is also elemental damage.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, frost, nature. Whenever you're taking non-elemental damage, you're not getting that benefit. And for those that have a lot of raiding experience, you will know that probably over 90% of the damage that a tank takes throughout a raid or throughout all of the different tiers of raids is going to be physical. So 90% of the time, you're not getting that damage reduction. So in the cases where it's useful, it's great to have. And then in the cases where it's not there, you're not really getting any benefit, obviously.
There are even, although I haven't done shaman tanking, except for when I pull and then I throw a shield on, but that talent that you're referencing as well, it's something that elemental shaman will sometimes grab if they're going into fights where they're going to be taking a lot of elemental damage, because you have a little bit of wiggle room maybe. Like, you might not want your shocks to come out as quickly. so you can put points in there. So it's actually a somewhat valuable thing, not just for tanks.
That's good to know. Like I said, I did a little shaman tanking in Molten Core. There are certain bosses in certain situations where the vast majority of the damage you're taking is going to be elemental, and in which case that value that you get out of that has seemed to me at least to be quite a bit. So I'm glad to know I'm not totally off base with that.
I'm sorry, I just see Layall 69 2K7. By the way, interesting name, but WTF, the new Turtle WoW teaser that just put out. If you're curious, we had a whole discourse about that about an hour ago. You can find out more about the intent and design behind that teaser from Aklix, who is in voice with us right now.
There will be more information on it available on July 7th, so be prepared.
There's more information available on it right now. You just need to watch the video.
So you guys like that little tagline that I included there at the be prepared with the whole we had to specify on our roadmap that we're not doing TBC. So now anytime that I have an opportunity, I reference TBC.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work, and I think it's good work to separate what the Turtle WoW team is going for. But then when you say be prepared, I feel like we're back at square one when trying to separate Turtle WoW from TBC.
See, but then people ask me if we're going to TBC, and I can answer that question.
So,
hey Alex, are we going
But
to
he
TBC?
But he won't.
Now we're going to Warlords of Draenor.
Oh.
wow, that's... Damn. that went from 0 to 60 real quick.
You are not prepared for the garrison grind we're going to add.
Oh, I'm
I
prepared to
automatically
not
hate
do
this.
it.
It's going to be a 99-cent charge every time that you want to claim your garrison resources as well.
Now, the Twin Blades of Azeroth are technically in the database, aren't they?
Yes.
Is it the Twin Glaive? I think it's Twin Glaive.
I think it's Twin Blades.
I think Warglaives of Azeroth.
Warglaive. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at just so you can enjoy this. Every time you say something, now this is an emotionally charged thing I'm going to say. As a rogue, even hinting that something like that could exist. Ooh, as a rogue, ooh, are you kidding? Those are. I know it wouldn't look like this.
Bro, Greg, you don't know?
I don't. Oh,
You don't. So they drop in game. You can get them right now.
Wait, is it the inflatable version?
No. They drop off of sheep in Westfall.
Oh, the
Very
sheep
low
in
drop
Westfall.
chance. Yes.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to demonstrate a cool functionality of the database. Actually, I'll do it in client. So if you have the PFUI database extension, so the command I'm going to do right here is it's a /db, and then I'm going to do just sheep, right? And I have this little menu right here, and this is going to show me every sheep that exists in the game that the database is aware of. So let's look at sheep. All right, and then we're going to go to, it's units, then sheep. Does it not? No. There should be a way to there it is. So this is going to show me everywhere where sheep spawn in the world. Oh, there it is. Some farm sheep there. Let's take a look at what... Wait a second. I think Dan was lying to me. Database is your friend.
There are absolutely sheep spawn in Westfall.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I believe they're in
Westfall.
that northwest quadrant there.
You were looking at farm sheep, not sheep.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, northeast. I'm sorry.
I'm being
northeast
told
quadrant.
that I was looking at sheep, not farm sheep, but farm sheep are here. So if we take a look at Westfall there, still don't see it.
You were looking at farm sheep, which are.
I have to go actually.
Okay.
Look for regular sheep.
Okay. See you, Dan. Thanks for dropping by.
No. I'm gonna look real quick. I'm
Oh.
actually gonna go look.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. See, the sheep are appearing in the database. Sorry, hold on. Eastern Kingdoms. All right, it's showing where it should. Right, we have sheep here, but in Westfall, I don't see a single dot. Not in the northeast quadrant, at least. By the way, fun fact: while we're talking about critters of the world, I believe there is not a single cow in all of Kalimdor. If anyone wants to challenge me on that, please do, because I haven't found one.
You're just not looking in the right places.
Have you checked Thunder Bluff?
Well, that's the thing, right? So obviously, yeah, like, LOL, the joke is Torn or the cow. Okay, I get that. But for role-playing reasons, there's a chance that some Torn wouldn't get it if they were called a cow. They're like, wait, what is that thing? I've never seen one of those. What are you talking about? Everyone assumes that cows are just ubiquitous, but I don't think they are.
So I'm gonna go a little entomology on you here.
You do not
Maybe
mean that
not.
unless you're talking about bugs.
What's that?
There's etymology, which is the construction of words and history,
Oh, did I
or
mispronounce
entomology, which is the study of bugs.
Oh, I mispronounced that.
I'm
My
I'm
God.
sorry, I totally actually do. It only matters
that's
because
fair.
I like bugs.
I was just surprised that you knew the two terms, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I totally mispronounced that. Fair enough. So Tauren males are called bulls, so it's reasonable to assume that Tauren females have the physical, like, okay, they're cows as a male to female.
But the term bull
discrepancy.
doesn't imply cow, it implies breeding male. You can have other things be bull that aren't cows.
That's a fair point.
And maybe also we have to remember culturally we're speaking in common. We're not speaking in Tarahe.
Tarahe.
Yeah, we're not speaking Tarahe. We don't know what that might actually sound like to them. They might have different words for it.
Sure. Yeah.
See, because you know what, anthropology matters in Turtle WoW. It matters in all WoW. It just seems to matter less in some versions of WoW. Haxer, I admitted it was a no actually moment. Low key, I actually truly did do some work as a college student because I was considering minoring in entomology. I really like bugs. Not database bugs, but like arthropods.
So this has been Learning with Rograg, episode 1. Thank you all for tuning in.
Oh man.
Haxer just also will hunt down anytime he can try to say I'm wrong about something. He is an addiction to it.
You know what? That's fine. Haxer's great. He's nice to me. Normally, Haxer. Also, Haxer is one of the few Rograg Fishlayer viewers who actually actively watches my Voices of the Void series. So you go up on my books for that. By the way, that game's so fun.
You look like you have fun playing.
I mean, yeah. I still have to like make a canon reason for why Shabiji sent Rograg there. More story bits to be revealed later. Why anthropology only matters in Stormwind and Westfall? Well, blah blah. I mean, I mean, if you go to, I think the Alliance might have a strained relationship with their understanding of the study of cultures. If you go to Ironforge right now, there is a museum area. And in that museum area, you will see a ruined ballista, I believe from the Second War.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously having trophies and having museum pieces are different, but to different cultures they would seem like the same thing. One of my favorite role-playing moments was when it was after a Naxxramas raid. Some of the more role-playing friendly members of our raid who were Horde, well, we all accidentally got teleported to Ironforge, which I'm sure people can enjoy. That if you're in a raid group and a mage from the other faction leaves a portal down, well, guess what? You can go to that city. It's usually not a good idea, but we were all
The amount of times I've gone to Stormwind on my goblin.
I know.
Yeah.
I very often will just take the Orgrimmar portal after raid, and then I'll just go murder a couple people, take the res sickness when I'm done, enjoy my honor, and Hearthback. Other times I will set up as a hunter on top of a building in Orgrimmar, and I will become a menace.
Now, are you encouraging safe spotting, Akalix?
Oh, it's not a safe spot. It's very easy to walk to.
Uh-huh. Well,
I would know.
I'll
I
inform the
frequently
guard.
get charged by like 4 people when I appear.
Yeah. I like how out of all the janky things from vanilla that still exist in Turtle, Charge is just kind of its own thing, isn't it? There's no spell that even works remotely like that. I guess Intervene would technically, but like that mechanic of like, I am standing here, I press button, and now I am somewhere else. I suppose Blink, but like Charge and stuff like Intervene really take the cake for pathfinding.
Charge and Blink also share a similar anti-gravity effect to it.
Oh, really?
Where if you're dropping off a really tall thing and you have something you can charge directly below you, but not like directly below you, and you hit your charge perfectly, you take 0 fall damage.
Well, I long knew about that trick from mage stuff. I didn't realize it worked for Charge as well.
You have to not be going at Mach speed when falling, because if you hit your max fall velocity, Charge actually does not have the time to place you at the new location before you technically hit ground, and you're just going to die no matter what. But if it's done like at the perfect time, you can negate very serious fall damage with it.
Interesting. Haxer gives us a little bit of the behind the scenes, what's going on, says, yeah, WoW has no sense of Z-axis in these range calculations. Yeah, that's sort of been the thing, hasn't it?
Turtle has a slightly better, more well-calculated setup than Classic did, because Classic really, you could just do it whenever you want, and even if you hit terminal velocity, you could still save your ass. Turtle does a little too good a job of checking how fast you're going, and it will still kill you if you hit max speed.
Yeah, whereas if you're a mage, you can jump from anything. The only thing you need to be aware of, and I encourage mages, because I feel like this is part of your kit, I encourage mages to practice blink jumping. By the way, you want to do the jump, then the blink, but it's called blink jumping. When you do blink jumping, you need to be aware of your ping. See, like here, my ping usually is somewhere between like 70 or 90. Because when you time that blink matters a lot if you want to negate the fall damage. Because if you blink too early, the game will go, much like Haxer was saying with Z-axis shenanigans, will be like, oh, well, last we were tracking you, you were like a mile up, so we're just going to put you back up there. And then you just die. But if you time it right, when you blink, the Z-axis calculation will be like, oh, well, you're on the ground, so we'll just blink you forward a little bit. And then it will just conveniently forget the momentum you had from falling. Also,
okay, I figured,
yeah, go ahead.
I figured out what happened with my sheep error there. So there are snakes, fawns, cows, and brown foxes for critters in Westfall. The brown fox spawn points are where the sheep spawns were in Classic and Vanilla.
Oh, so that's when you could get the work blades.
Yeah, sorry, can't get them anymore. So there were sheep spawns in Westfall. They're not on Turtle WoW. Those are different spawn. So I was wrong. There's no sheep spawns in Westfall on Turtle.
I mean, we know that there are something interesting that you can get from lobsters.
Sorry, did you say mobsters or lobsters?
Lobsters.
Yeah, you can make a lobster bisque. Right?
No, you don't. You don't remember? There's a quest tied to getting enough lobsters.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Greg just remembered the lobster incident.
Oh, that was. I understand why. I think I shared with you, Akalix, my Joker moment I was having, but when a lot of people ask you information again and again, it can try your nerves, and sometimes to relieve that, you'll want to just make up stuff. I try desperately, as someone who has modeled themselves after a journalist, to not make up stuff, or at least go off of best information. But it is tempting to say stuff like, yeah, if you get 3,000 lobsters, you'll get cleansed Ashbringer, or whatever. Whatever you told that person.
I only said 1,148.
And it doesn't help that there's the cow level that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get it, you have to do something that sounds like one of those lies.
Mm-hmm. I put, for anyone who hasn't seen it, who's in Vrograg's Discord server, I put in the newsroom channel some screenshots of back in 2022. I may have spread a little bit of misinformation.
Yeah.
You spread misinformation? I don't believe it.
Why would you tell lies on the internet?
I don't. I cannot. I physically cannot.
I mean, all I said, look, all I said, I put out some confirmations. Fun fact, we might have added Ashbury into the game with a quest to turn in a net pagel, which requires 1,148 total caught dark claw lobster. Might have. There might be a significance to the number 1148. 101, that's a lot of fishes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a lot of fish.
Hold on, I'm grabbing these pictures to show to class.
Remember, you cannot fish for a very cool sword. Don't forget to buy the bait. And why would you be able to turn in a very specific number of set fish on a hidden quest? That'd be strange, especially if it led to a cool orange sword.
I mean, there is some moon logic-y things in Turtle WoW, but they're pretty far and few between. And usually, when they're known, others will speak of them. All right, here's the pictures that Akalix was referencing. Let me just make that big enough for you guys. This is the DMs of your community manager talking
Well, those
to...
are public posts in the Turtle Discord. Those still are there.
Yep, I'm sure they are. So this is Akalix saying... I mean, here's the receipts. The sum of 101 is definitely not significant. Remember, you cannot fish for a very cool sword. Yeah, there it is. And then here's who I'm going to call a victim. Poor person. Also, to get Dark Claw Lobster, it's basically bait fishing, or you're not getting them, so you actually have to spend resources to get them. I don't know about where you come from, but where I come from, that's a lot of lobsters.
There appears to be a clip in theory crafting that has suddenly appeared.
Shout out to that person. I might say that Vrograg's one of the greatest fishermen ever, but this person, Might actually be that. That's quite a legendary thing to do. Maybe as if they were hoping to get a legendary item.
I just love the picture of the cat too.
Yep. We have a fun story that goes around in our guild. One of our officers, who was new on the server, had the misfortune of speaking to Murog. Because that person was told by Murog, the villain, the gaslighting villain that she is, that there was another buff, just like Rend buff. Now, this was back in the days when world buffs mattered. And on Turtle WoW, it was custom, and it was called the VC buff for Van Cleef. You would turn in Van Cleef's head, Turtle WoW put in a new buff. It was like Rend, but a little better. It was for Alliance only. And this person who was new on the server, new to our guild, believed Murog and actually made a priest alt just so that they could take advantage of this and maybe get the buff for their character before raid.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a summoning has occurred. Yeah, so we're talking about the Ashbringer stuff right now, actually. Like I said back in 2022, we might have added Ashbringer into the game for the quests turn in at Nat Bagel, which requires 1,148 total. Hot Dark Claw Lobster. Might have.
I need to have a keybind to put up so people know that there's disinformation being spread.
There's nothing that I said there that is disinformation. I said entirely true.
Can it be a Calix's eye logo, but the colors are inverted?
Yeah, you know, I think I actually could do that. Hold on, let me see if I can do that. I could do that on the fly. It would just
Really
be like
quick.
be a filter.
Really quick, I came over on my priest to say hi since I was up in Westfall being an idiot.
Wait, where are you? Oh, yeah, Westfall's surprisingly close to here. Are you Zap
I'm right
Snaps?
next to you. Yeah.
Oh, I see you want to do some battlegrounds.
Oh God, do I?
I don't know. I
Wait,
just see Shadow Priest, and I assume they're a battleground junkie.
So,
I'm sorry.
fun fact, I've actually never PvP'd on this character.
Really?
I'm
Shadow Priest, you can't
purely
lose.
PvE. What were you saying there, Akalix?
I said you're a Shadow Priest. You can't lose.
Yeah,
say that.
it's a guaranteed win.
I've only PvP'd on my warrior.
So, I have a theory about classes that are good in PvP. Now, like, I genuinely believe some of them are going to be good in PvP. Some are better than others. That's fine. I get that. But I think the ones that are really good have, like, this reverse effect. So, like, on Obomswin, my elemental shaman, I've been asked, like, oh, man, you must destroy in Battlegrounds. And then because of that, I'm like, oh, man, I shouldn't go to a Battleground. People are going to think I need to do all this stuff to be, like, where I should be. So I never go to Battlegrounds because of that. So maybe it's a little bit like that. Like, you're like, well, I'm a Shadow Priest, but, I mean, I don't do Battlegrounds because, you know. And that means the only ones that are in there are the good ones. There must be a filter I could put onto. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna figure out. I think I can reverse this if I do like a filter. There must be a filter that I don't know what it would be called. Oh, inverted. There it is. There it is. Okay, done. So when Akalix is lying, I'll try to switch it to that so you guys know Akalix is lying about or trying to mislead people. Also, that looks kind of somehow scarier.
It does look a little, like, off-putting.
Yeah. Akalix, why did you do this? This is your fault. You did this.
I didn't spread any misinformation.
Even that's a lie.
I said might have. I said might have.
In the history of your experience at Turtle WoW, I know you have.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, that's
Can't argue with that, can you?
I'm going to step out before any more misinformation is spread.
Thank goodness. Yeah, so guys, say goodbye to Dan, and make sure to check out Turtle Wow Radio, as well as Under the Shell and Living in the Past, which airs on Friday when Dan feels like doing it.
Once a month now. Once a month.
Oh, that's what it was.
Also, next month's Living in the Past is going to be another round of guild shoutouts. So please, everyone, use the Discord, get your guild shoutouts in. If you don't have access to post in the guild channels, guild promotion channels, ask in the support channel, and one of the wonderful friendly staff will assist you. Also, since Rugrag isn't going to say it, hey, make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream, because it really does help get more visibility for Rugrag.
Oh, and to be sure you subscribe and click that little notification bell.
I always forget. I forget to do the things streamers are supposed to do. Thank you, Dan.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah. Do those things. Hit the thumb thing. Yeah, do that.
It sounds stupid, but hitting the like button especially actually really does a lot to improve the visibility of a stream when it's live. It does a lot of good. So doing that helps out. Okay, I'm out. Have a good day, everyone.
See you, Dan. I'm sorry, I caught this at a weird spot, Murag. LOL, I saw Cinderella as a child. I said might. What other gaslighting things are you doing? Uh-oh, she's in. Careful.
So,
No, because Adam was talking about how he said maybe that existed. And there's a point in oh gosh, I need to mute the stream. So when Aglix is saying like, well maybe, or that might exist, there's a really key moment in the original Disney animated Cinderella where the wicked stepmother tells her like if she does all this stuff then she might be able to go to the ball, and when Cinderella leaves the stepsisters are like, why would you say that? And she was like, I said maybe. Like, or like, and it's basically like bringing like that somebody putting that kind of a qualifier isn't a guarantee and shouldn't be treated as such, and is how Agalix gets away with saying that he doesn't lie to us. He just says maybe it's there, it might be there,
Exactly.
and lets us come to our own wrong conclusions, even though he led us there.
Exactly. If other people come to the wrong conclusion, that's not my doing. I didn't make you think this way. You're thinking this way. That's you being silly.
I mean, that's pretty manipulative, but
No.
yeah.
I would never gaslight, gatekeep, and game master.
Yeah, but you do all those things.
Never.
Some
Never
of them
have.
you have more fun doing than others.
I have no idea what you could possibly be referring to.
Deny, deflect.
Deny, deflect, don't know all.
Oh, Murag, I'm glad you're on. I'm glad you jumped on so you could defend yourself. But I did want to ask that you were able to take part in one of the ladies' nights raids. How was that experience?
Oh, it was super fun. It was a lot of fun to get to kind of connect with some of the other ladies who play Turtle WoW, and to it's fun. It's online gaming is a space where it can be super hard to be kind of anything other than like white cis heterosexual male. And so getting to kind of spend some time with some other women feels really good. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. We one-faced Panther Boss. And it was not a sweaty run. It was a very laid back, just kind of social, enjoying hanging out time. It was good.
Oh, that sounds fun. Speaking of representation in gaming, I believe it's the beginning of Pride Month. It is June.
Yep.
So I at least know. I don't know if they probably didn't make the change yet, but in our guild, we usually change our tabards to go from this crimson and gold bordered affair to be, I think, pink and white is usually what we go with to celebrate. Show our support. We have women and we have trans women in our guild, and plenty of. I know we have plenty of gay and.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
people who are part of the LGBTQ plus community. Yeah, because we are an openly friendly guild for that.
I would like to do something for it. Maybe I can, because I've been doing my news video broadcast. Now it's going to be a monthly thing, so maybe I can do something this year. It kind of feels weird to say this year when referring to my news program on a private server. It's so weird. I didn't think I would get so much. I would have so much fun doing stuff like this. Well, Murag is here too. I think it might be a good time to show off. You guys can get a sneak peek into the video file I plan to be using. If I can find it. So, I had made mention of a raid that went pretty sideways as far as here it is. Boom, boom. Use that, and that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Here it is. Okay. Let me pause the music for a second. Oh, geez. I'm surprised my computer didn't explode. I just told it to play 5 video things at once. Whoopsie. So, there was a ZG that we did that went kind of sideways, and that was mostly because of Hakar deciding to keep all the buffs even though we killed all the priests.
We also had master loot problems too.
Yeah, we did.
We needed a lot of GM assistance that night.
We were in need of help, and we did get the help, but it certainly made for some fun. And I think I showed these off. I think, to Zevra. I showed off to the Wednesday game group. Hold on, I'm just getting it all set up here. I'll just make it big. I'll make it huge. All right, and then over here we're going to do this. Change that to be okay. So because we needed GM assistance and we were having a real rough go of it, the GM we were dealing with took pity on us and decided to turn us all into cats. Yep, that did happen. That was a good time. I'm on my mage here. You might occasionally see me throwing out fireballs, maybe? It's hard to tell because the animations aren't great for cats. Let's see what else we have here. This is Shibiji caught in seaweed, unrelated to any server jank. This was us rolling up to Hakar. We thought everything was going to be fine, right? Now, Hakar does look a little bit. Well, you can't actually. Hold on, let me see if I can get the full. I gotta make this bigger. Bigger, yes, bigger. All right, that's easy to do because I'm just. One of these days I'll figure out how to do streaming well. Until then, you'll have to deal with this stuff.
My roommate is requesting that I help move things in, so I'm going to have to hop out.
All right. See ya, Acalix. Thanks for dropping by and giving some clarification to the mysteries of what we saw with the teasers. Thanks for everything you do for the community. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.
You too.
If you can see here, Hakar does look a little taller than normal. Maybe it was just me. And then right after, this is the mad dash of us running away. You'll see right here, silence, aspect of Jeklik. This silences you for 5 seconds and does a bunch of damage to you. This is us trying to reset Hakar. Because you kind of can't... You kind of can't fight him like that. Well, you can, but you don't want to. Is what I'll say. But those were my little sneak peek from what happened this. Oh, geez, what did I do there? I somehow duplicated my screen. Oh, geez, just another day in Bean Vrograg. There it is. Is that okay? It looks good. I'm sorry, Chad, if I didn't pay as much attention to you as I normally do. But we had guests over. I hope some people have been able to get some elemental water. I mean, those guys are right there. They have a decent drop rate for it, and it's valuable. Also, if anyone did get some elemental water, I'm a little short this week. If anyone wants to help your boy out. Because the frozen reaches of Naxxramas are pretty tough. You need that frost protection potion. Also, if you got some and you want some frost protection potions made, I can make them for you right here if you have the materials. Let's see how much I've been able to catch. This is all my catch from today. 16 firefin. Yeah, some yellowtail, rock scale cod. I knew that would happen. It's mostly been firefin. I didn't get any oily blackmouth, which is surprising. No, I got a few. So I wasn't expecting to have all our company over that we had, but I did have a fun idea today for doing some exploration. Because I think we definitely got plenty of fishing in. Let me see if I can... Oh, of course I didn't send it to myself. We'll just have to buy some. Do I even have... Yeah, okay. And then water breathing is... We're going to do some underwater exploration of the area around here. Water breathing potion. There it is. So it's strangle kelp and blackmouth. Okay. Elixir of water breathing? Yeah, they're not too bad. I'll buy like a gold's worth. Oh, why did I even do that? I have Krenny standing right there. Or little carrot standing right there. I'm gonna start a raid group. I can't believe I forgot you were right there. Here, I'm gonna give you if you're not in a group and want to go exploring, me or little Karen can invite you. I'll try to get everyone in here. Nope, that's inspect. Oh, were you already in? You're already in. Okay. Yeah, get your water breathings. We're going to go take a little look-see. Under de water. I'm going to keep this just in case somehow I... What is my... There it is. I had some copper bolts come my way. It's okay. We'll protect you, Nefanti. You'll be safe. If you have swim speed gear, I would suggest you put it on. It will help. I'm going to get my... my DPS gear off here. Or my fishing gear. RP Fish Slayer. We're going to deposit all items to the bank. And then I will... I got the 4 swim speed items. We'll see what we can see under there. I'll put on my sort of DPS set. Okay, we're looking good. Then I can boom, boom, and... Alright. Now I should be able to keep... Oh, geez. Everyone's already gone. You guys are quick. I'll catch up. If you'd like to be invited and come along, you could do so. Just get an invite, and I'm right here. I wanted to check out this area here in the Vile Reef, so we actually have to go to the other side. I hope everyone's been enjoying all the fun leaks and stuff that have been coming out. It's been a exciting time to be on Turtle WoW. I had plenty to do show and tell with today. Now that I don't have people talking, I can turn up the music a little bit. Yeah, it was hard because the music was sometimes louder than the people in the Discord call. But yeah, this area over here, this reef, has like lots of little pieces of architecture that, unless you do the quest, you'd never know about them. And there's some pretty cool spots. I want to for our little explore, we take a little swim. And it goes pretty deep. Piotr, I think that's just Russian for Peter, says, I started playing WoW after seeing it in the Big Bang Theory TV comedy show. You know, no shame. It certainly has been a cultural phenomenon, I would argue. There's no right or wrong way to start enjoying something, as long as you're enjoying it. I don't think there's anything in this crack, by the way. We have to swim up and over. Look at all these people with their normal swim speeds. And when you stand here, like, it actually like looks like it could have been part of. Oh, hello, Reaper. You want an invite? I don't want to accidentally hit you. See, I can't walk, obviously, but I can imagine, like, walking over this, coming in, there's a bunch of murlocs. Oh, the Salt Scale Tide Lord. Oh, did I not get you in the... invite? I can't find him? He's right there. What do you mean I can't find him? I think that person might just be someone doing quests. I've never seen them before. Let's help ZZI. Make sure ZZI has the tags. Oh, it's a hardcore player. Okay. We'll be safe out there, friend. Yeah, look at this. Like, there's this... Now, I think this might be part of the quest in this area, but look at this stuff. Like, there's a glowing thing here. It's a big altar. You have clams. Braxis made sure to get the clams. Make sure our little hardcore friend stays alive. The altar of the tides. Whoa, that's so cool. They have some lore blurbs here. Also, Straight Vibes is just dead underwater here. Hate to see that. Oh, right. So for anyone who missed it, the new trailer, I think, so there's two different things. There's two different teases they had this week. If I was doing a too lazy, didn't read kind of synopsis, the first original one that was just a teaser was just showing off ambient music that we're going to find in the Karazhan raid. And then the most recent one they just put out, that was the team showing off what they've been working on as far as new graphical fidelity for whether it's a new client or a new version of the game. That's something they've been doing. That's the long and short. Now I could probably get rid of this. All right, and there's a whole nother area, I think, on the other side of this little rift. Oh, I have a Oh, must be a little Karen. Look, Karen, you must have Atish, right? Because I keep seeing the power of the Guardian thing flip on and off on me. I don't know where I'd be without this increased magical damage and healing. Ooh, what's this? That's a little weird. Why would you have... Is this a nest or an anemone? Huh. Sorry, I was trying to swim to the next ridge. Yeah, Boozle, that's... I'm not new to WoW. And I'm certainly not new to Turtle either. But I do believe Turtle WoW is something special. And most of that's because of the community. And that's usually the people and the efforts that I'll usually champion and talk about most on my programming. It is special. And the nice thing is the team respects the players. And the players respect the teams. Ooh, free chest. No, Larazzi, I am ancient. Was any of that good? Let me see what I grabbed. I got a box shield? Does that even... Okay, it looks kind of silly. Any gear? Nope. Sorry, I took the chest. I'm a rogue. I'll always be a rogue. Yeah, Boozle, they've done a lot of work to make the game feel more like a world and less like a theme park. And I'm not even saying that retail, if I look at things more objectively, retail is fine for what it is, but it's not really what WoW was originally designed to be. And they have a lot of skilled programmers and talent over there. So I have a lot of respect for them. I just have no respect for Blizzard because they treat their community like trash. And it feels bad because their community loves their game so much. I think there's more over this way. Yeah, see this tower and the sunken ship? No, even then, Boozle, it's so one of the very clear things you can tell is that the team does a lot of work to get rid of... Look, Karen, this is a family show. To get rid of botting, to get rid of RMT, make the game more fair. That's what I talk about when I say the team does a lot of work to respect the players and the players respect the team members. That's part of it because even Classic WoW on official Blizzard servers has so much rampant RMT, and the metagame and the community there is just kind of gross a lot of times. Now, I played Classic when it came back out. You know, there's plenty of good community members there. It's just, it's kind of through neglect becomes something else. And everyone has different things they're going to want from a game, and that's fine. There's not a right or wrong way to enjoy games, and I'm always going to be the first person to say, you shouldn't be playing a game if you're not having fun. That's the point of them. Man, so many ships sank here. Yes, and Blizz did kind of nuke their own lore. That's true, Shadowwing. Man, I would love if I could repair the ship and take it sailing. Could you imagine? Could you guys imagine if I sweet talk the developers enough, if like they give me a boat, and and the boat has a news studio on it and has a deck made for fishing, what could be better? Yeah, Lynn, that was kind of my read on it too. It did feel like hey, this is what this would look like if we put it through like Unreal. Aclix was a little gun-shy to say about the technology behind it, but I'm pretty sure that's just them using their client and they've upgraded stuff to look like that. They have a lot of really talented people that are working on these things. Oh, Nafanti said there's some lockboxes in here. Below decks, I'm assuming? These are from the Second War. Wabecca? You in here? Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. Oh, there's a way out as well. Is it bad that every time I see someone with a fur bulk skin, I assume they're catalips? Also, shoutouts to Doom Turtles again for getting their new speedrun records. What are you guys planning on doing your next speedrun? I think there's some Doom Turtle members in the chat now. I would love to know. I'm excited for you guys. Scarfade, you're not supposed to do that. I'm also a Thunder Fury wielder. That's the rule. See? We can't be mean to... Also, you enchanted yours with agility? Really? Thank you, Scarfade. You can give me as many snowballs as you want if you're going to give me elemental water. Wabeka says this Monday. Okay. All right. I'm excited for you guys. Try not to drop the ball in Molten Core. Well, Larazia, I don't know if that's something they can just do. I don't have anyone who's technically minded enough. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do and I don't know. Like Haxor's here, but you can't just make everything in Turtle Out go to Unreal Engine. You'd have to literally remake everything. Like everything. Although fighting Kel'Thuzad with like super high graphical fidelity would be really cool. Thank you again, little Karen, for getting us to be able to be underwater for a little bit. Like, can you imagine that all this stuff down here is just like mostly unused? I really wish they could do more with this underwater stuff going on. There's not enough underwater attractions, I guess. There's so much of the coastline that's just barren underwater. Lorazia, I do not doubt that they're just going to drop something and we're going to have no warning, but... Any idea why this stream doesn't show up on my subscriptions as being live? I don't know. Did you enable notifications? I think that makes a difference. I wish Dan was here. Dan would know the answer. Caden Lightborn says, Vrograg, there's an underwater night elf ruin off the coast of Scarlet Enclave near where the Kel'Thalas is marked on your mini-map. Alright, so that was... I'm just trying to... Kel'Thalas is marked on your mini-map. So maybe something around here? I will have to check underwater there a little bit. I haven't done a full check, but... Boozle says it shows up back when he set it to upcoming. Oh, okay, that's what it was. All right. I wish I knew how YouTube streaming works. If anything, I've demonstrated to everyone that I have no idea what I'm doing. I have taught myself everything to do streaming. I've taught myself how to do audio editing, video editing. Hold on, wait. Oh wait, am I? Hold on. I was gonna turn on my camera. Let me see. I don't even know. Is my camera functional right now? Yeah. I figured out how to do this on my own. So I have no idea how the back end of anything works in this streaming world. Like for me, it's behind 10 newer videos. Is that true? Oh, you know what, Boozle? I think I know what's happening. So when I set up stream, it'll be like, oh, like you're scheduling one. I'll say, yeah, schedule it. And it'll say, okay, do you want to use your old setups? And I'll go, yeah, sure, go ahead, use that. It might be like couching it because of that, is my guess. Also, no green screen, because I'm actually wearing a green shirt. And there's Bulbasaur. You can see the other Bulbasaur in the background right there. Oh no, Scarfade, I've gone on. I've had my face revealed multiple times at this point. And yes, Larazia. I literally just did. Here's really my thought process behind why I use YouTube chat. Or YouTube for streaming. I was told that if I do Twitch, because it's a private server that's not like allowed by Blizzard, that you can get banned for it. I'm like, okay, I'll just do YouTube streaming. Because the goal in this isn't to become like a huge big time streamer. The goal behind it was like to interact with the community and like have like a good time and hang out. Like that was what I wanted to do. So it does that, but it doesn't exactly like make me more marketable, you know? Also, the fact I had to do questions on Discord instead of here because it wouldn't allow me to chat for the first half today. I mean, truth be told, Razia, I wouldn't have seen them because I was too busy chatting with Acalix and trying to like keep up with all that. But yeah, YouTube has a lot of. I technically, believe it or not, I actually have a Twitch stream. I actually have like a Twitch channel. I just haven't used it yet. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it actually exists. Nafanti, you like my streams because I don't care about becoming a big streamer? That's right. That's the goal. It's a hobby. It's just fun for me, you know? Also, the light. Hold on. Lighting's a little weird. I even got a face light. Let's see. Does this help? There. That'll make it so I'm less half lit by the sun's out today. It's gorgeous out here in New England. And I spent my morning hanging out with you guys. Yeah, Lynn, I definitely feel that. Twitch is much more for, like, because I've looked into doing tools and fun games and stuff, and, like, I'd have to do all that on Twitch. Like, the biggest thing I could do is, and also, I haven't researched it. I don't know how any of this works, so. But we can always jerry-rig something, make something work. Well, okay, Valeria, you say that, but what you don't know is I'm getting up on my day off at 9 a.m. to get a bunch of stuff together ready, and I'm starting stream at 11 rather than 12. I still work for a living like a human being, even though I'm technically an orc, as everyone knows. See, the disguise is on. The disguise is on. This isn't actually how I really look. I am so tempted to buy an orc disguise. Oh, I see, Lorazzi, okay. Yeah, like, the only incentives I have right now for donations are, if you do a super chatter, see, it's in the upper left. Okay, I did do that. If you look over, that way. If you super chat or do tip, I'll turn on face cam, which I just gave away for free right now. Free, right? Or I'll do a T-Mog critique. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, you should. Just so you won't miss out on anything, like, as I feel like I do a good job of explaining stuff. Thanks, Terrorglaive. Yeah, time magic? I don't know what that's all about. Let's see, if I've been on since like 11, it's been 1, 2, yeah. I still have to get ready for Nax tonight. I have a good time in Nax, don't get me wrong. I've just done it like a million times. Does anyone have any questions? Anything they want to ask me? So server time. So let's see the time. So this shows, I believe, server time. See, look, it even shows you when you mouse over it. Man, PFUI is great. It shows you server time and my local time. So server time is plus 5 hours from me. Generally, when I do stuff on my channel, I'll post in Eastern Standard Time because I mostly have an American audience. It also helps me remember, as I forget a lot. Did you know that the teaser was incoming or any? So, I don't usually. Like, Aclix will tell me that, like, hey, there's like a teaser incoming. Won't tell me what it is. I knew that the last teaser was incoming last night, which is why I changed when I was going to stream today to a little earlier to catch it. That's the only thing I changed. I didn't know what it was going to be about. Server time is the time in Portugal. Yeah, I think of it... I'm not Portugal-minded. I usually just think about... I usually do a search for, like, what's the time in England? I only say that because I speak English, so, like, my brain goes, like... When I think of Europe, I'm like, like, the UK, because that's where my language comes from. I don't know where the server actually is. Like, geographically, I don't. I know what time zone it says it is. It could be anywhere. And yeah, same thing as Telebim. That's okay. You don't have to apologize, Nefanti. We're all just chilling, having a good time. You know, I love to hear you guys' crazy stories. I love to hear your questions. Lynn asks, how do I get from 20 to 16 in 2 days? That's my question. Don't. That is my answer. My answer is don't. The best parts of vanilla, honestly, are leveling. You don't want to rush it. If you have multiple 60s and you just want to make it all, yeah, like go for it, whatever. But if it's your first one, I will always suggest people don't do that. Nordinar or Telebim? Yeah, on Telebim you can probably do that. Because they have a 2-time XP bonus right now while the gates are still opening. Oh, no, non. I'm glad you got to listen in. It's a good, I mean, where I am, it's a good day for mowing the lawn. And I've actually tried not to level so much on Vrograg because the XP is so high, and I just kind of want to like stop and smell the roses a little bit. Exactly, Brax. You get it. It's about the vibes, my dude. I say this so when you smoke weed. Just vibing out and playing, meeting new people, doing some light RP, killing a couple mobs, trying to make some money. It's all good. Bernardo, you get it. You get it. Also, Razia says, also, please tell the Doomers from Nordinar that you aren't going to be corpse camp. Fun fact, I actually did stream a little bit from Telebim. It was like 1 or 2 fishing chats ago. I actually did. I went over there and I wanted to show people what the war effort looked like. In fact, we can go take a look now. If you want. Hold on, let me put on the I don't want to dox myself. To anyone who's here, I will be back. We're gonna go check out how it's looking over on Telebim. Because I wanted to check in on the war effort. They should be rounding the corner. I think they only had like 1 or 2 items left. And I also was hearing something that one of their turn-ins wasn't working correctly. Change realm. Session expired. Why would you... Okay, see, this is why I did the BRB screen. Because I knew something like this would happen. I have no idea where I left myself either. Alright, hold on. We'll go back to gameplay. Boom. Oh, I left myself in... Oh, I'm right outside the city. This is Vrograg on Telebim. Looking like he's been leveling. Also, I have Agaman's agility, which isn't Wind Fury. It just makes your move speed a little quicker. I'm 23. I can even go get the turtle mount, I think. And I'll show you guys to do an update on the what do you call it? The war effort. I wanted to show you guys where the war effort's at. Fish Alliance isn't allowed to be turned in, but the dude says we need 1,000. Oh. Has that been a bug report? It should probably get a bug report if you don't have one. There's Jitterbug. When I was on, Riddle actually signed on. And he gave me a little bit of starting cash so I could get some bags. Shoutouts to Riddle, who makes fun illustrations like this. So, alright, so there is a bug report about it? Good, alright, let me see it. So this is the guy you talk to. Metal bars. They're done. Herbs. They're done. Leather skins. This is just for the horde side. Looks like they need more thick leather. For bandages, they still need a little bit more mage weave. Or sorry, rune cloth. Okay. And for cooked herbs, for cooked goods, looks like they are done everything. So Horde only has rune cloths and thick leather, and you can even talk to the Alliance guy here. Still needs a little bit more copper. Let's check out the herbs. Oh, they need more purple lotuses. But Larazia is telling me that one of these they're not letting you turn in, so they also need thick leather. Thick leather must be a pain in the butt. Bandages. That's a lot of runecloth bandages you have to turn in still. Oh, is the Horde actually ahead of the Alliance for turning in stuff? That's crazy. And yeah. Oh, sorry, they still need some more spotted yellowtail. So that's what it looks like for the war effort. I'm very excited for you guys. But now you know I actually exist on this server. Also, I didn't get the skin tone on Vrograg correct, so this Vrograg is slightly greener. Like more blue-green. Hold on. Going back over. Yeah, apparently if I try to switch realm while I am... Like, it will just say session expired, so I actually have to sign in again. We're getting to Vrograg. Alright, and we are back in. I better surface just in case I run out of air. But yeah, that's what we have for now. That's how everything's going on the servers. I hope everyone had a good time today on stream. It's good seeing everybody. Wait, why am I... Oh, wait, what is that behind me? Oh, yeah, my green sheet, my green shirt is acting like a green screen. Just... Hey, guys, it's Bulbasaur. Oh, just kidding, it was me. It was a disguise. A disguise within a disguise. Alright. So, we're gonna leave it there for now. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Enjoy the weather if it's nice weather. I have fantastic weather here, so I might actually crawl outside of the house. Be good to one another. Stay safe. Whenever you're playing video games, please remember to have fun. And as always, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. See you guys.